Alright guys, so this is the US broad market review. I'm going to be going over a few things. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I do weekly reviews of the S&P 500, some of the big time stocks, Facebook, Netflix, etc. Cover oil, cover gold, natural gas, and I'll throw in some crypto in there. So I mainly focus on Canadian MJ reviews on a daily basis. You guys can check those out every day. I will post a review. I also cover the US MJ sector, which will be definitely a big deal in the near future when US federal legalization talks start to arise. So we want to get ahead of the game there and position ourselves well for that to happen. So the S&P 500 complete V-shaped recovery has broken these key resistance levels. Have not seen the significant follow through yet. We did punch through. We can see these, a couple red days here, a little upper wick here. Of course, we did have a nice little sell-off. We broke that daily uptrend, but then we bounced right back and made a new higher high on the daily time frame. So bulls definitely still have strength. We've seen that in the bounce back, so I wouldn't call it game over yet for the bulls. The all-time high is certainly within reach. I'm not going to rule that out. It is a possibility, but I haven't seen any long-term Elliott wave analysis videos. I just like checking them out. I think they're good to look at, but I need to kind of refresh myself on what the Elliott wave possibility could look like. So, but from just a price action standpoint, yes, we did punch through this 281 level, but we have not seen some serious follow-through, so just something to keep in mind. And weekly consolidation would not be out of the question. It would certainly be healthy to consolidate on the weekly time frame to create a higher high in relation to the dump from December, and then maybe punch up to new all-time highs if that was the case. So just throwing a couple options out there, but very impressive with the bulls buying that dip back up. Facebook. So okay, this is interesting. I haven't been I used to cover these on a daily basis, and now I'm doing it on a weekly basis. So I actually bought into Facebook right on this little bounce here because the hourly trend changed, and I held it through here. We created a higher low on the daily time frame, and then boom. I did sell it, I think, around the high 160s, probably one of these 2 days. And again, it was a very small position, so nothing crazy in the gain wise, but percentage wise, it was a few points, so I'm happy with that. Friday, however, lower wick, which is good, but this is not the best price action. So it looks like we're in a range, right? I would call the range the low of 159.59, and the high, we can say from the high of these couple days up here. Where we go from here in Facebook will be determined which level we break. Of course, if we do break the low, we would be looking to fill this daily gap, which is okay. But Facebook really got hammered with that gap down, and then just saw weeks and weeks and weeks of selling. So if you're a long-term investor, the time to be buying positions is when the stock is down. So obviously, a long-term mindset, I probably would have bought on the daily trend change, which would have occurred right in here when we broke this previous daily resistance. So, from that point, I, still would have been up a pretty good amount, but it's kind of hard to say where we go from here in Facebook. Like I said, need to break out of that daily range. Weekly time frame, we did break the weekly higher low here, right? So, weekly downtrend as far as I'm concerned. Well, technically, I don't know. I really don't like how we broke this level, and it happened on the daily time frame as well. And the weekly doesn't look too bad, right? We had a lot of selling pressure. We did get weekly oversold. This would have been a nice bounce play longer term, but again, probably need to create a higher low in relation to the all-time low here, and then continue up if that's the case. Amazon. What is Amazon? Okay, this doesn't look too bad. I used to not like Amazon, a lot of tradey or sideways tradey choppy action, but if we look on the weekly, so this does not look too bad on the weekly time frame. Yeah, this actually looks more bullish than Facebook in my opinion. Nice step down, trading sideways. Yeah, hopefully this is accumulation and we're ready to start coming back up. Of course, some key levels are going to be 1736.41 and 1778.34. Those are some resistance levels I would keep an eye on that we need to surpass if the bulls are going to start really coming in hot. But Amazon, if you're a long-term investor, buy the dips. I do have my concerns with the S&P, so I'm not just a throw your money in every dip kind of guy. But ideally, I would rather be buying on dips than buying on peaks. So keep that in mind. But Amazon could see some more action if we do break those resistance levels. Netflix. Okay, Netflix is holding up okay. I pointed out a while ago, daily cup and handle potential, but did not see the follow through. Yes, we did see some upside, but then we saw some downside and kind of sideways trading action, to be honest. But it looks to be holding up okay. Let's look at the weekly time frame. Again, maybe I'll try to cater to the longer term outlook people out there, but V-shaped recovery, pretty much like everyone else. You guys know the drill. The weekly time frame, however, we did just set, it looks to be set another lower high on the weekly time frame. So we have our all-time high, lower high potentially. So if we do start to consolidate on the weekly time frame, weekly downtrend is intact. So just something to keep in mind. Interesting, this upper Bollinger Band is starting to curl up. Hopefully that means we're going to break this high and test this double top up here, or this next weekly resistance level. So it's something to keep an eye on. Netflix looks okay, but if we do start to consolidate again, that's not good. Weekly downtrend. So we could be in for months and months and months of consolidation if that's the fact. Apple. Damn. Yeah. Okay. Apple looking pretty darn good. Wow, so I do have a buddy who was pretty heavily invested in Apple. We had many discussions as it was coming down, so I'm glad it's doing well. I'm sure a lot of people are invested personally in Apple, so this bounce back is nice for a lot of people. Nice daily uptrend, looks the best out of the ones I've covered so far. Let's jump to the weekly, and yeah, this is nice. Like bounce back, bull flag continuation, then boop, another pop up. So it looks nice. What can I say? We're going to be testing this upper Bollinger Band, so that could come into play as resistance in the near future, next couple weeks. But daily time frame looks good. I mean, nice, healthy daily uptrend. So as long as that uptrend's intact, buy the dips. Getting a little bit overbought on the daily time frame, so we might see some consolidation. But again, just keep an eye on those, higher highs and higher lows. That's the name of the game. U.S. oil, nice continuation. So I did have an oil play semi-recently in UWT where I thought it was going to go to $20, and I saw it hit like 17.5 the other day, which was this day. I must have hit 17. I would have been way up if I did hold my position, but I sold it for a gain, and I'm happy about that because if we look at oil, it's bounced up quite a good bit since where I was watching it. So I don't know about any entries here. Of course, it could definitely keep on going. This could be the start of a weekly uptrend. So I was just being cautious and taking my profits while I had them. But it could certainly run up. I don't follow oil that closely. It got me interested because it was so oversold on the daily time frame, and the the bearish divergence that was being shown with the RSI and the price action. So that could have played out by this point. So I am all out, and I do not have any current positions. Nat gas, just a lot of ups, a lot of downs. Weekly lower low there. Daily time frame, it's hard to say, to be honest. I really don't like this action. Yes, yeah, it's kind of hard to read. This could be a daily equilibrium setting up here, the high here, the low here, lower high setting up right there. Looks like we got to hold 279 or 2.74, right? So if we hold 2.74, that's good. But if we break past 2.74, it's coming back down to test this low from all the way down here. Okay, gold. And not loading. That's weird. Don't like this. What is this? This is not the gold I'm used to. What the heck? No, this is not it. This is a company. Shoot. Alright, I'm gonna have to figure out on the next video how to get gold, but that's actually really frustrating. Why is this not give me gold? Okay, we'll pick up the ETF. The ETF is good enough. It'll cover the price action. No, I don't like this. Even though this is a spider ETF. Yeah, I don't like this. I'm going to have to do some more research on why the heck my gold isn't coming up. Ooh, gold miners. Yeah, I mean, gold's been coming up for a bit. Yeah, guys, I'm going to have to do this for next week. But again, you know, I'm not too concerned with gold or gold miners. There's no apparent plays, in my opinion, right? I used to follow HMY Harmony. And, I mean, yeah, they haven't been doing too hot. So, I actually did play Harmony in this big run-up, but ever since then, it's just been cooling off and consolidating. So, nothing too crazy there. I do want to cover LTC, USD, Litecoin. So Litecoin has been the lead bull for the cryptocurrency, and I am absolutely going to be scooping some shares, probably in Ethereum or Bitcoin though, as a follow-on play. So notice how we literally are, you know, touching and grinding against that middle Bollinger Band, and the middle Bollinger Band on the weekly time frame has not started to really curl up and break out yet. So we could see some more downside, but weekly trend has changed with nice follow-through. So Litecoin is definitely the lead bull for crypto. And this is a big deal because this could be long-term, you know, good entry points for some nice swings. So good job on Ethereum or Litecoin. You know, I would love to buy in at cheaper prices, even though it is pretty cheap already. Check out Ethereum. And I mean, not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. There's our higher low. We really need that higher high, which it looks like we punched through a little bit, 170. Yep, we got that higher high, but a lot of selling pressure, and we're slowly starting to curl up. So we'll have to see if we can really break that 170 level with some strength, right? So here's that break, 170, and then just boop, selling, sideways action. Looks like we're starting to come up, beating a daily resistance level here. Yeah, you know, Ethereum could be nice. We're at 142 now. Who's to say? You know, 220 couldn't be out of the question. Absolutely not. So could be a very nice time to start accumulating some shares, which I do plan to do. You know, especially if these weekly trends are changing. BTC, USD, Bitcoin. Yeah, hasn't quite gotten there yet. Looks like we're still looking pretty bullish, but you know, Litecoin is the most bullish, so you know, take that for what you want. Ooh, nice, 44,000 now. Yo, I remember when we were at like 19,000, I was telling people, of course, you know, it sounds like I could make this up, but you know, I would tell people the only reason I would get interested is if Bitcoin came all the way to 3,000, and it got all the way down to what, like 3,200, 3,300. So you know, 10% off. But I mean, yeah, I'm interested. So you know, I totally missed out on the crypto bull run, but yeah, you know, we'll see if we can get something cooking. So guys, thanks for watching the video. That is it. If you're interested in the US MJ space or the Canadian MJ space, please do check out those videos as well. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.